Alright guys, my voice is coming back, and today we are doing episode 2 of the Hard House Track from Scratch series. If you haven't seen the first episode, it's linked in the description. We're building this track using my ultimate Hard House sample pack. It is literally the ultimate Hard House sample pack. Links at the top of the description. Definitely check that out, and let's get started. So, this is the loop from last time. And what we're going to do is we're going to start arranging this. So the way that I approach having like a loop like this and then arranging it is honestly kind of the opposite of what I was saying when it comes to executing a track, right? I'll kind of just take like the bass and drums and just drop them. Let's say we want our drop to be right at bar 49, right? All right, so we're just going to put those right there. Then I kind of start to focus on like all the melodic elements. And just thinking about where those are going to go. Like right off the bat, they're obviously going to be on the drop. They're also going to be right before the drop. And then maybe like 8 bars before that it's going to be, but it's not going to be everything. Like maybe it'll just be. Right? And then now we can just listen and we can start bringing in things as they're needed. Like maybe a little bit of percussion here. And what I honestly want to do is, since that's the percussion, that's mixed to work with the drop. Let's go ahead and actually just kind of copy some of that percussion in for this build up here. And then we can kind of just treat it as its own thing. So we're going to have these two. This one's going to come in here. Alright, there we go. So you see with arranging, it's really just listening, right? Like, I think a lot of people get pretty stuck on this kind of stuff, and they wonder, like, how can I just arrange a track from an 8-bar loop? It seems like this almost unattainable thing, but really, if you just go and just try to listen to what's going on in the track and what you feel it needs as you're listening, like, again, I was listening through here, it was getting a little boring halfway through, so then you have this come in. You know, then that comes in, and it's not like this kind of unattainable thing. It's just listening. We're also going to listen and make sure that those aren't like super quiet there or anything. But also not too loud. You see, there's not really much to even be said in these moments. You just have to play these parts back a few times until you kind of hear what it needs. Another thing is, I think there's going to be a bit of automation involved in this too. Like, it would be really nice if some of these things kind of go down in volume. Like, honestly, this should just be the whole time. But it'll have like a volume automation, but I'm going to worry about that after I kind of get the thing arranged out. Alright, so we're here. Maybe about here. Cool, and then there, what I want to try to do is then do like 8 more bars. You know, these hard house tracks, they don't have like the long techno arrangement, right? Like, you're not going to want this to be like 8 minutes, but I think that if we could have like a little part like this. You know, and then, okay, so now we get here. Maybe we can keep the drums going, but no kick and bass. Get rid of the lead, and then this is where we'll start having the pianos come back. Okay, now what this needs here would be like a bit of a break beat and maybe a snare build. I think we could do. Let's maybe grab like one of these. Right, and then we can also get a snare here. It'd be something not so like that's still gonna hit, right? Doing 16 notes, but it's not like dubstep, right? And then we're just gonna do this. I'll do the automation on this now, right? Get rid of the drums right there. And then we got another drop. So we're going to copy this. And then after that, we're going to make our outro, which is going to be another one of these. We're going to make it different because we're not going to have. Right, and then for the outro here, what we're going to do is we're going to get our bass line, have it be just the first note. So like that. There we go. Now for making our intro, we can kind of actually copy the same, right? We'll take that. We'll have like 2 of those, but we'll make some changes. Like, okay, here. Kick goes away for that. Kick goes away like that there. Bass goes away like that. We will also have this operator string thing start coming in about like there. Honestly, it'll be there. And then also, while we're kind of looking at the whole thing here, this part could also use a bit of a snare build. And I'm going to do something cool with automation. What I'm going to do is here on the snare, it's kind of big. Here, I'm going to make it a bit smaller. Right, but it's also going to just be gone when that goes. And then on the sustain, then when it comes back, it can be up. So then here, it'll be like a bit bigger, right? Okay, cool. So now is where we can start doing some automations on things, starting with this. Because when you're making these kinds of tracks, anything that's like this UK kind of house sort of feel, these high string things are really important. And it's going to be a lot of just having it, and then it's going to be playing, but it's really not going to be heard the whole time. Even though if you look at the arrangement, it is like in there almost the whole time, right? So we're going to get a utility here. And we're just going to have it building up. I'd say what this should do is it should just build all the way until we hit the break. Have it disappearing a bit there. And even here, it can just kind of go down. It's like just kind of bringing it to life with a bit of automation. And then we'll have it stay the same, and then it goes away. And it's just like all the way until the end like that is cool. Alright, so that's probably the first thing to get some automation. These stabs as well, we're going to put them in a group, and they could get a bit of automation too. Like, I think something really tight would be... Honestly, we could do this on the piano as well, but like when they first come in. Right, and then as it's building up here, have some reverb as well, so it kind of just like goes off into the stratosphere. And then we can even do it in some of these parts over here, right? Then we got this build-up over here. Cool. Now let's copy that onto the piano because I think it's going to work quite nicely. We'll do the same thing, just group the whole piano together. Right, now this one. I think a little low pass automation would be nice. Also notice I'm going on the reverb and getting rid of the lows and stuff. Alright, I think here we could just have the kick disappear. Great, so there's all the automation on those main elements. I think the last automations would be putting all of our drums into a group and then doing maybe a bit of that reverb on the drums. I'm not going to consider the snare as one of those though. So let's get all of these into a group, okay? Now on these build-ups, what we're going to do is we're going to grab our reverb, turn up a little bit of decay, and this one definitely make sure you got the low cut. And then, yeah, we could just have a bit of reverb automation on that as well. But see, you gotta check. You just want a little bit, like I did too much there. And there we go. So that's all the automation and the arrangement of the track. Stay tuned for tomorrow. I'm going to be doing the final episode where we finish it, we mix it, we master it. We also add like effects and sweeps and maybe even a few little elements, just transitioning things throughout the track, just sort of like that final step of just really getting it to release ready, label ready status. Thanks for following along this far, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to check out the Ultimate Hard House Pack at the top of the description on my website. It really is the ultimate pack for making this style of stuff. Thanks for the support, everybody. Every little bit helps, and I will see you tomorrow with another video.